We're here upstairs in the frozen tundra of Lincoln Hall with Young Jesus. We have John, Sean, Peter, and Cody. The band Young Jesus, they're celebrating their record release tonight, and they're selling copies tonight, though you won't be able to get it outside of the show until the 24th of January. And you guys, in the past couple of years, have had it pretty good as far as some bands might consider things. You got the Red Bull Rock the Route tour, which helped you guys out. But you guys have been pretty busy since then. You guys released a couple EPs. Now you're putting out your first full length. How important was it for you guys to keep working after you got that lucky break, or just ran into some fortunate circumstances?
Right. Super important. I think that we became like a full-time working legitimate band after that happened, or maybe a little bit before. And I think probably the most important thing about being a band right now is to constantly be playing live, try to play as many live shows as you can and record as much as you can. So that was like priority number one coming out of that, was to get the ball rolling on some new stuff and try to release a full length, I think.
Yeah, just use the momentum to our advantage at that point.
Definitely.
Just try to keep, like John said, keep things moving and try to put as much out of there as we can.
Yeah, but it was something we didn't really know about before the Rock the Root thing happened. It was kind of just something that completely randomly fell in our laps that we never thought would happen to us. And we just didn't, at that point, we didn't have we just didn't have anything together.
Like, tour was completely foreign to us at that point. We had never been on a tour.
So I think that kind of made us into a real band, realizing that you kind of, if you're given opportunities like that, you have to capitalize on them and kind of make some changes.
Have you guys found that since doing that, where you guys are playing night in, night out, that you guys have gotten like exponentially better live, just from getting the experience?
We played on that tour. That was the first tour we ever went on. We played 5 shows in a row, and just even the whole crew, the band that we were playing with, who was 100 shows deeper than us at the time, all said to us like it was like night and day. The first, even after like playing 5 nights in a row, we had never done that at that point. Just like the last show, we were like exponentially tighter than the first one, and it's just kind of continued.
And your guys' new album, Home, I've been listening to it since it got sent to me a few days ago. And one thing that I've enjoyed about it is that all the songs have a kind of a familiar theme running through them, but they're all completely different songs. They all have totally different sonic things going on that they fit together really well, but maybe when you listen to the first song, you wouldn't necessarily think that that's the direction the record's going to go. Do you guys, when you're writing, do you think about that, or is it just something that happens while you're putting it together?
We like the idea of having a record with that kind of spans a bunch of different genres, and that's something that people have always told me that they've really enjoyed about us, not really being able to put a specific genre with Young Jesus.
I think it kind of just happens, though. You know, we don't really go into writing saying, like, oh, you know, okay, let's write like a folk song, and then let's write like a fast-driven like rock song. It just kind of, I don't know. We take a lot of influence from a lot of different genres, and I don't know. Yeah.
And we have this thing where we put some heroin, some LSD, and some orange juice in a blender before we record every day, and then we each take little sippies, and by the end of the day we just go in every different direction. Sometimes we'll be completely naked together, briefly kissing.
Those are the best times.
Those are the best times, but we got a record out of it, and so we're really grateful for all those wonderful drugs and sips for orange juice.
Not at all.
You guys list The National as one of your prevalent influences, and I definitely hear that a lot. Well, certainly the vocals with the deep, bassy voice. But when I listen to it, I listen to a lot of it hearing like Interpol. I hear like the Strokes. Was there anything kind of specific that you guys were listening to while you were writing the record that influenced it, or is it just...
It's kind of been the same bands all along, not even specific to this record. It's just that, because I write some instrumental parts as well, And I think most of my writing comes from just listening to kind of the early pop punk stuff that I used to listen to, like Israel Boy from Say Anything. I've like said is like probably one of my main influences for writing like pop punk style songs.
Yeah, The National's always been. I mean, when we first started out, it was just discovering them, and I sang along to it in my car, and I realized like, oh, you can sing lower, and that would be fine. And that's when our music started to change a little bit, and the Hold Steady's always been an influence. Alkaline Trio. We all have like our favorites that will always influence our music. Like Cody loves The Doors, and that influences his playing, even though I hate them and hate Cody being in the band. But other than that, no. But I mean, like there's small things, you know. Like I was listening to Tallest Man on Earth, and I was like, oh, you can do some really cool stuff with an acoustic guitar, and so that's kind of where some of the song news came from. But so there are like small touches of that, but I think the influences stay relatively the same.
John listened to Toss Man on Earth and said, "Oh, you can play an acoustic guitar."
Yeah, and I picked one up for the first time, and I never regret it again.
Do you guys all write together, or do you bring in your separate things when you get together?
Oh, both, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They'll like give, like, one of us will write like a skeleton of something, or like just kind of the basis of the song, and then once we all bring it together, everybody kind of adds their own flavor to it, I guess.
Yeah, and we have so much trust in each other just because we've been playing with each other for so long that, you know, we really give each other the freedom to write. You know, we'll make suggestions and then talk about it and whatnot and decide what's the best final product to go with. But we all do have a lot of freedom as individuals in the band, which is a good chemistry with them.
If you guys could be one flavor, what would you be of song? Or just flavor in general?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Sherbet. I was going to say sherbet.
I don't know.
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
Cigarettes?
Coffee.
Lime.
Lime.
That's what I get for saying I didn't come prepared. Are you guys planning on touring at all after this?
Yes.
Yeah,
This summer, when we're all on breaks.
We all go to school, so
I know.
except for Sean.
Oh, right, because you're all still very young.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Peter goes to school at Loyola, New Orleans. I'm in Madison, but you know, John and Sean, they're still in Chicago. But it kind of works nicely right now because, you know, we're able to space our shows out well enough.
In
And-
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, in Chicago. But you know, we're looking forward to this summer to just get out there and really go wherever. You know, East Coast, West Coast, just, you know.
South, north.
Yeah, every direction.
Like I said, I listened to the album a bunch of times, and I really like it. I think there's a Hootie and the Blowfish reference in there.
Oh, well, subtle.
It is subtle.
Way,
but-
the original version is way longer. We started ranting about Hootie and the Blowfish for at least 4 minutes after that song. We were thinking about keeping it, but I don't know.
I look forward to hopefully a B-side
Yeah.
with the full release because I picked up on that and I really.
That was.
But I hope the best for you guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck tonight.
Thanks
I know
so
it's
much.
going to be awesome based on what I've heard. So
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
we'll get out of here before this guy breaks the door down.
Yeah, but
We're doing cocaine in here, dude.